Hey guys, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Next Gen NYC Season 1 Episode 8 recap video. So this week's episode was the season finale. If you don't know, with series premiere episode, not episodes, seasons, especially with reality shows, they typically will give them 6 to 8 episodes to see how everything is going to pan out, to see how the ratings are going to go. And with Next Gen NYC, I'm 1000% sure that they're going to get a season 2 because they had the biggest series premiere in Peacock history with 5.4 million views on Peacock. It's the biggest in the Peacock app's history for a series premiere episode. So that is huge for these kids. So they're most definitely going to get a season 2 after numbers like that. So be expecting to see them back on your television screens next year. I'm pretty sure filming will begin probably within like the next 2 weeks or so. And I'm excited about it. I do think there's some people that can go and some people that can stay. But yeah. But let's get into the season finale episode. So Ariana feels bad for not having Riley's back with the whole situation with her and Georgia in the kitchen arguing. She feels really bad about it. And she should, because A, she should have minded her own business. B, you didn't even know the gist of everything to be coming there and trying to tell somebody who's right and who's wrong, and you just should have stayed out of it, period. Nobody asked for you, Ariana. Nobody. So everybody is having, I think they were eating breakfast or something like that outside, and Riley sitting at the end of the table with her glasses on. She's just sitting there. You can tell she's upset. So they finally ask her what's wrong, and she gets to explaining how basically she felt ganged up on the night before, and she starts to cry. And she says, I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I don't say nothing, I'm wrong. If I do say something, then I'm wrong. It's like I can't never win with y'all. And that is exactly how it is for her. And here go Gia. I think it's just a nicer way of saying it. Like, girl, didn't nobody ask you? You are not Mother Teresa. Okay, like, stop. So her boyfriend finally checks her. Christian was like, I think she can talk however she wants. If you don't like it, don't talk to her. And she gonna talk about some Christian. Like, really? Yeah, really. Because you need to learn how to shut up too. And I'm so happy that he finally spoke up and checked your ass, because you think you know everything. You've been thinking you know everything since you was a child and don't know nothing about nothing. Ugh. Ooh, she get on my nerves. So Riley was like, I'll watch how I speak around you guys. And Emira was like, no, we don't want you to do that. We owe Riley an apology. She said last night that she didn't want to say it. And we're all like, say it. And then everyone turns on her afterwards. I think that's not fair. And it was 1000% not fair, because she caught herself before she even was about to voice what she was going to say. And all of y'all was like, might as well go ahead and say it. Might as well go ahead and say it. And then you're going to be mad when she say it. Like, come on. Come the fuck on with that. So Georgia, no. Brooks came to the end of the table and gave her a hug, and they all ended up focusing on the pigeons and the birds that was flying above them. They thought they was going to get boo-booed on. So they kind of lightened the mood. So before they leave, they're cleaning up the Airbnb, and Georgia tells Charlie that she and Omar are official and that she wants him to sit down and talk to him to get to know him or whatever. Plus Omar, has some things that he needed to get off his chest as far as Charlie is concerned. And they had a little cute conversation, and it was obvious that they missed talking to each other, and they both acknowledged that they argue and fight like sister and brother. And, it's something that's going to happen, but they genuinely do love and care about each other. So everybody gets in the trucks to head home, and they make a pit stop, at a gas station. People use the bathroom, buy snacks or whatever. And Georgia's like, I cannot wait to get home. Charlie's like, me too. She was like, you think I should call Omar and have him to send us a car? And he was like, yeah, I mean, if he gonna do it. So she calls him and he sends her a car immediately. So they hop into another car to head home because they tired of waiting on everybody else and making stops. And it was Riley, Amira's boyfriend, Ariana, and Hudson all in the car together. And they was all in the car laughing and talking about, now that's privilege. You want to sit up here the night before and argue that you're not privileged, but that's privileged behavior to be able to call up your man and have him send you a car because you too bougie to sit in a car with us to get back to New York. Like, girl, really? And then Emira and Riley was making fun of her swimsuit child, talking about it was long in the bottoms. I was like, y'all ain't shit. So then they get to talking about Georgia and this club. And Emira was like, I mean, honestly, where is she getting the money? Like, girl, be for real. I don't think Omar, who you've been dating for 3 months, is investing $1 million into this club. Like, Emira is just over her, period. Like, she do not see it for Georgia. And she just like, girl, that is not happening. I mean, in real life terms, I would feel the same way. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, really, girl? Why would he invest this money into somebody that he literally just met 5 minutes ago? But you said that this is the same man that told you he loved you after only dating like a month or two. So, girl. So Riley was like, apparently he said that he's gonna do it. And Emira was like, well, allegedly he's a scammer. I Googled him. Now, I Googled him and I didn't see nothing, but I didn't even try to really go into it because I couldn't find out his last name. So anybody find out the T, let me know. But back in the city, Ariana apologizes to Riley for not having her back. And she wanted to let her know that she never wants her to feel like she's alone. And, she in the future will always, have her back pretty much, So they make up and everything's great with them. Then we see Brooks, who pitches his fashion line to his parents for an investment. And he does a whole presentation for them. And his dad says that he's willing to invest. But Meredith was like, well, what happens with you working for me? And he was like, I really want to focus on my brand and everything. And you can tell by the look on Meredith's face that she's upset by this. Like, it's like she was mad, but then on the other hand, he got to fend for himself and look out for himself and reach his goals and dreams at the same time. So he asked her to come and sit down and talk to him one-on-one, and he breaks down and cries. Brooke cried, and he tells his mama that he's scared to not work with her because he doesn't know what their relationship will look like outside of work. And that was very frightening. It really honestly was. And it reminded me of Usher and his mom. And I remember when he said that he had to basically fire his mama as his manager because he wanted his mama back. He didn't want to just always be talking about business with her. He wanted his mama back. So I got where Brooks was coming from with that, because they need to separate at this point. It shouldn't just be all about work. You know what I'm saying? And Meredith started to cry, and, she told him that she's proud of him and she's happy and that she loves him. And it was a really sweet moment, because they both have these tough, hard exteriors. So it was really good to see them like just open their hearts and talk to each other and say how they felt. So Emira tells Brooks that it was effed up that Ava didn't come to his birthday party. And they show us a flashback scene with Brooks and Ava getting their toes done. And he asks her, like, why wasn't she able to come? And she was like, well, I had a photo shoot and a fitting on Thursday, and then it got changed to Friday, and then I had to do something on Wednesday, and then that got pushed back to Thursday, and it was a whole big thing. And then I would have had to drive 10 hours to get there for one night. It was just a lot. And it was just a bunch of excuses, okay? And Emira even shows us, the viewers, the invite to the Dolce & Gabbana event. It wasn't even an event. It was a pop-up store. Girl, she making it seem like it's a straight up Dolce & Gabbana event where they're presenting clothes or something, presenting a new perfume or something, or, you know, a runway show or a dinner. Girl, this was a pop-up store, ma'am. Now I understand you got to get out there and show your face and this, that, and the third, but you could have missed that to be with your friend. Just say you did not want to go. I would respect you saying that than making up all these lies and excuses. Just say that's not my thing. How about me and you do something one-on-one before or when you get back? Just be honest, because it's blatant that you're lying. So the night of Georgia's party, everybody comes to the bowling alley. And when they get there, here go Gia joking, talking some Riley might have been right about Georgia's idea. Oh, really? Really? So you the one of those that want to talk behind her back and make fun of her, but Riley's wrong for being upfront and honest with her to her face. Y'all so fake. So fake. So Brooks get to talking to everybody about how Ava didn't come. You know, that's what he liked to do. He liked to run around and tell everybody how he feel about stuff, because he knows that somebody will end up bringing the conversation up to the person that he's into it with, so he don't have to. And he needs to learn how to stop doing that and grow up. And they need to stop feeling like they got to protect him and speak on his behalf. Like, if you got an issue, stop running and telling everybody else and talk to the person that you're upset to. But he's sitting there talking about it with, I think it was Gia and Ariana, and Hudson was over there. And they talking about the situation. And Ariana was like, well, did she say why she couldn't come or whatever? Not knowing that Ava's standing right behind her. And Brooks was like, well, she's right there. So Ariana turned around and was like, oh, yeah, we were just talking about da-da-da-da. She was like, you know what? Let me just be quiet. So Ava was like, is the drama that you guys are talking about me? And they was like, yep, it is. So Brooks says, you know, when you said you weren't able to come, you know, it's different from what Emira was saying. Like, you could have came, girl. So Ava was like, don't let other people get in your head about it, because I'm not 100% sure she was even invited. Girl, let's be honest. And I'm about to be real honest here. Emira has a bigger name in the industry, Ava, than you do. Stop, my love. Stop. Yeah, you're Dame Dash's daughter. Yeah, you've been in a couple of campaigns and things of that nature. But Emira is literally a Victoria's Secret model, first transgender Victoria's Secret model and woman of color, ma'am. She has, I don't know how many different endorsement deals. She used to work for, I believe, Paper Magazine. Like, I don't see a reason why she would not have been invited. Why you trying to throw shade? And I like Ava. I like her or not. But Ava need to get knocked down a peg or two. And that's exactly what just happened to her, because she just got kicked out of her $10,000 a month apartment that her daddy can no longer afford. And that's another issue that I have with Ava, is because she try to act like she all hoity-toity and she so that girl, but you struggling just like everybody else. You need this job. You need to be on this show, okay? You and your daddy. So it's just like, calm down, love. So they end up making up or whatever. And then they fast forward to the fall. And Georgia and Omar by the fall have moved in together, child. They are moving fast. And I was like, this is a recipe for disaster. Charlie is now helping Omar raise money for this business that he's doing. But then we find out that Georgia and Omar done broke up, child. I don't know if they went to Singapore or wherever they was at together, or she went on a vacation and by herself and they got into it. I don't know. All I know is she was in Singapore. They broke up. And Georgia does a TikTok where she's sitting and talking about she went from living in a $10,000 a month apartment with a man she thought she was going to marry. They got into a fight one night and he cut her off financially. And now she's stranded in Singapore. Not that man left her over there. That's what you get for not washing your hands. You're nasty. So not only did this man leave her over there in Singapore, break up with her, cut her off financially, but he also boxed up her shit and asked Charlie, could it come over there with him? So all of her boxes was sitting outside of Charlie's apartment waiting on her to get back from Singapore. Baby Omar said, you gonna get your shit, and get out. He was tired of her, okay? That shit was hilarious. So then we see when Georgia got back from Singapore, guess who now she's living with? Charlie. She has moved in with Charlie because she ain't got no place to go once again. And in their confessional, Emira is like, are you still working with Omar? He was like, yeah, to Charlie. And Charlie was like, yeah, I'm still working with him or whatever. And she looking like, you still working with him even though him and Georgia not together no more? Like, you think that's a smart idea? And she was like, he a scammer, right? And he was like, what? He was like, no, like he's really working on a legitimate company. And she was like, Google him. That's all I got to say. And he grabbed his phone and was Googling. He was like, what? This can't be true. This can't be true. So I don't know what has happened with that. I guess we'll find out next season if they're still working together, how that affects Georgia. I don't know, but we know that Charlie has been linked with some shady characters in the past. So I don't know. Oh, and Charlie ended up moving into a new apartment. That's the apartment that Georgia moved in with him. So, child, I got to give it up to these kids. I think that they did a great job with the series premiere season of Next Gen NYC. I think it was a solid first season. I give it an A. I think that a lot of the kids showed up and showed out. Riley, of course, was a breakout star. Ariana, Brooks, Charlie, Georgia, I think they are the standouts. I think Gia had her moments, but mostly it was irritating. Ava had her moments, mostly irritating or just being a little bit too bougie and judgmental. I wish that Emira could have been in there a little bit more. Hopefully now that the show is doing so well, we will get to see more of her next season. I would like to see more of Shia. Last week's episode, I really enjoyed him being there for Riley and them laughing and him being a voice of reason. I really enjoyed him. Hudson, was playing the role of boyfriend. I would like to see more of his personality, because he and Ariana are still very much together. I would love to see, like I said, another person of color, our color, to be there alongside Riley. What else? That dude Dylan, he can honestly go, because he didn't do nothing this season. He was neither here nor there, honestly. But yeah, I could see another one or two more people being added to the show. I think that would round it out really, really well. And I'm looking forward to a season 2. So yeah, y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about the season finale episode of Next Gen NYC, and who would you all like to see on their next season out of the Bravo Celebrity kids. Who could you see being on the show? Let me know down below in the comment section, you guys. I love you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.